While I tell you like
It's
this, a fresh little story, be
showtime.
sure you don't miss. It's the truth for ya. A scoop for ya. I can go on for days about this girl named Latoya. I was.
We're here this morning live, actually, and it is Thursday, Friday Eve to some people who are looking forward to the weekend. But for those of us who are excited to get as much done in a business week as possible, there is time left to accomplish it.
That's right. One day can make your week.
Absolutely. We have a great topic today. Are you stretching? Are you stretching? We're going to talk about it in just a moment. Back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this Thursday morning. And we are here live from crisp and cool and sunny North Carolina. And we are hoping that you are where you want to be. Let us know where you are.
Wanna be. Anyway, good morning. My name is Brian K. McNeill. This is Lisa Santiago McNeill. We are the empowerment duo. And we're going to talk about stretch. That's what we're going to talk about. Stretch. You ever noticed a baby, a newborn baby? Actually, that's kind of redundant because all babies are kind of newly born. But what did a baby do when they first wake up? They do this move right here. Who taught them to do that? Why do they do that? All of them. Why do they stretch when they first wake up? Any idea? Why do they do that?
Because we have been tightly wound in a particular position all night and we need to loosen up the joints, and it's a natural response to that.
Natural.
Hey, Audretta, animals too. That's right.
Animals too. When they first cat, you ever notice a cat when he first wakes up?
Love the cat pose. Cat pose.
When they first wake up, they stretch.
Pose.
Doesn't that make sense?
That's a good stretch right there. All of those yoga doers know that pose.
It wakes up the body. So when the baby, actually all of the animals too, when they wake up, they stretch.
It wakes up the body.
It makes sense to stretch. It's natural, right? No one has to teach you to stretch. Actually, we teach ourselves to stop stretching when we first wake up.
How do we teach ourselves to stop doing it?
We just choose to not do it enough times that it doesn't become a habit.
I actually think I recall visiting my grandmother in her last couple of years. I think she was 83 when she passed. But every morning she would get up, get out of bed, go get her a cup of coffee, put it on the side table, and she would sit in her bed and she would do a series of stretches. Like she would stretch head to toes. She would just
How old was you when she passed? In her
83, yeah.
I mean, she was an 83-year-old.
But it was about, I think the last time I visited her, she was 81. And she was still doing that.
So how about that? How about just, that's amazing to me. How about just any person, an average person, if they were to start today to on purpose stretch every day going forward, would their health improve or not?
I think it would improve. I think you gain flexibility, but I think it's more than physical.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we know, or we can annotate the physical attributes for it. But I think it's more than physical.
I think it's more than physical too. Now, when you say it's more than physical, what do you mean?
I think that when we stretch our bodies, that it helps our circulation, it helps our muscles. Obviously, it helps our ligaments and all of that. But I think it also awakens us in other ways, like awakens our minds.
Awakens our minds. You know, there's a quote that I love, and it goes, "A mind stretched by a new idea can never again be as small."
Yeah, you can't stretch a rubber band and think it's going to go back.
It'll never be as small as it once was the first time you stretch a rubber band.
Mhm.
How many times you know the more you stretch that rubber band?
The loosey gooseier it gets.
That's right. That's right. It's not as small anymore. It gets bigger the more you stretch it. And over time, it starts to lose some of its elasticity, but it still can stretch.
Mhm.
Okay, why are we talking so much about stretching the body and the mind? I'm of the opinion, when Lisa brought this topic up to me today, that we all need to stretch more, particularly our minds, our bodies, and our livelihoods. Stretch our businesses.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, I'm about to break it down. Last night, I love Facebook memories, and last night I found one on my Facebook memories was what watching nature shows and owning a fish tank has taught me about business. Okay, so I posted it to my page again.
Good morning, Brother Ray. Thank you for joining us this morning.
And there was a bunch of things that I got out of it. Okay, but and I do think it applies to stretching today too, because one of the first things I talked about what watching nature shows and owning a fish tank has taught me is that they have to constantly hunt for something big. You have to keep yourself hunting something big. A lion can live and it can catch a small thing by itself. He can eat a gazelle by itself. But to feed the pride, he has to hunt a Cape buffalo or a giraffe, something big, because everybody needs to eat. And everybody can eat for a long time when you hunt something big. They're harder to catch, okay? They require a stretch. They require a lot more work. There's more risk involved because a Cape buffalo can hurt you back, okay, if you don't do it right. But you do need to stretch in order to eat better.
Absolutely. And stretching is really about coming out of what's always comfortable.
I like that.
Sometimes when we stretch, sometimes when we do that, just talk about the morning stretch, that morning physical stretch, right? Just that, I'm going to stretch. How often do we only go as much as comfortable and therefore begin to lose the range of motion that we could gain by pushing into a little bit of discomfort, pushing into a little bit further of that split, a little bit further of that turn, a little bit further of that goal for the month, a little bit deeper into that thought process.
Mr. Ray Wilkerson, how are you, sir? I saw your cool post about what would your people want you to give a workshop on. And he got great suggestions. So good morning to you. So that could be a stretch for Ray. Asking people, what do you want me to do a workshop on instead of what he decided to get a workshop on?
Vulnerability can be a definite stretch. Vulnerability can be a stretch. How willing are you to be vulnerable about a particular area of your life? How willing are you to either expose or to others or even to yourself? One of the things, one of the ladies that we had in Women Empowerment was...
Are we blocking any of our people?
No. Why?
Because our regulars not in here. And sometimes we do it inadvertently. Our regular people not here.
Okay. I don't see anything blocked. You want to add my personal profile, my professional profile?
I don't know.
All right.
But before, when this happens, it's because of something. Okay. But I love that Audretta's here. We haven't got an Audretta song, right? We do. It'll come back to me.
So I was about to say something. You cut me off. You just cut me off.
Oh my God! Brian cut off Lisa. Oh! That is so terrible of him. He needs to be flogged.
That is so unprofessional. I don't even know where you just got that from.
Because, baby, we cut each other off all the time. Yes, we've been doing this for 5 years.
And I wasn't making a big deal about it. I was trying to draw back.
I was over-exaggerating it.
Exactly. Which made it even harder to bring the thought back. I'm telling you. But stretching can get you out of your comfort zone, but it is not always comfortable to stretch. Okay. Good morning, Melissa. Thank you for joining this morning. It's not always comfortable to stretch. Sometimes we have to stretch past the point of comfort to set a new threshold for ourselves.
Definitely. I ran track every year coming up because I was fast. I was a sprinter. But my favorite sport was basketball and tennis. And in my school, particularly high school, if you were on any team, you had to also be on the track team. Okay. If you was going to be on the basketball team, if you was going to be on the soccer team, you had to be on the track team as well. If you was on the tennis team, you had to be on the track team as well, because track is year round. And my school figured if you were on the track team as well, they can work you out all year so you don't get out of shape. And every year, I used to dread first day of track practice. Why? Because they're going to stretch us out and it's going to hurt for a couple of weeks.
Good morning, Brother Mark.
The first day of track practice always hurt. Even if you was playing ball all summer, even if you was working out all summer, track practice was different. And I knew that my hamstrings and quads and calves was going to be hurt for a week or so every year because of the first couple of practices. Why?
Because they're stretching different muscles.
Because they're using different muscles than the ones I was using. I was using basketball muscles, and track muscles are different muscles. Just like tennis muscles are different muscles. So when you stretch these muscles that were underutilized, you have some pain. I know I had pain. I used to dread it. I used to know, oh my God, school's coming up. That's great, but my body would have a visceral response because I know what happens when I'm playing basketball and tennis. So I got to run track too. And
it can be a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a challenge.
What is up, Brother Mark? How you doing? We're talking about stretching your mind, stretching your body, stretching your business, stretching your reach.
Now, how is stretching your reach is a good one. How often do we reach out to those in our comfort zone? One of the assignments I had in a class that I was taking was your chicken list.
Love it. What is a chicken list? A chicken list is a list of people that you choose to write down that if they were to meet with you and connect with you in a favorable way, they could have a major impact on your success. But because of their stature, you're afraid to reach out to them. Mm-hmm. The head of an insurance association could really, really help your business a lot. And you know their name, but you don't reach out to her or him because who are you? Why would they even listen to you? Why would they take your call? Absolutely. So you're chicken to call them. Absolutely. But accumulate these chicken lists, because what happens is if you're willing to write a chicken list with 3, 4, 5, 10 people on it, what happens is on those days when your spirit is bolstered, let's say you have a day where you make 10 grand that day, you're feeling bulletproof, you're feeling 10 feet tall. On that day, you should call somebody on your chicken list when your spirit is high.
I hear you, but I think also calling them can also bolden you.
Embolden you.
Being willing to take that no, or being willing to get creative to make that call can definitely help. I did an interview back in 2016 with a local judge. She was about to retire. And I was like, who am I? This is a little tiny online magazine that I'm writing for. And who am I to be able to get this interview with this person? And oddly enough, as frightened as I was to make that call, she was equally as looking forward to the interview.
She heard of you.
She didn't ever hear of me.
Oh. Okay.
She didn't hear of me. She didn't hear of the magazine I was writing for. She didn't hear of none of that. She was looking forward to reaching a new audience and sharing her story. Hey,
Dr. Beverly, how you doing?
Beverly, good morning.
Dr. Beverly, what you know about stretching? What you know about stretching your body? What you know about stretching your mind? What you know about stretching your life? What you know about stretching your reach? What you know about stretching?
Absolutely. I think knowing it and doing it are two different things. I know a lot of us, there's a lot of yoga and stuff going on, and I know a couple of people that really, really strongly support yoga. The benefits of physical stretching, regardless of what your body mass is, regardless of your age, regardless of those things. We got chair yoga, we've got big yoga, we've got older yoga, we've got yoga and yoga, right?
I have been afraid of yoga because I'm a big guy and I don't think I'm very flexible right now.
And so those things, both of those things might be true, but will they not remain true if you don't do anything different?
Mm-hmm. Which means I'm gonna have to
do something.
Stretch.
You're gonna have to stretch your thinking and stretch your willingness to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Because part of that is like, I don't want to be rolling around in a room with a bunch of people, and I can't do the positions or whatever. Beverly says stretching will improve. Stretching will take your dreams to reality. Stretching will put you in the right place at the right time with the right people. Absolutely. I think stretching does have all of those results. We all have heard the anecdote that says everything worth having is right beyond your comfort zone. So you've got to stretch to get to it. You've got to extend your reach. You've got to expand your mind. You've got to consider the possibilities outside of what your normal is.
You know, it's hard for me to talk about any subject for any length of time without bringing in selling or sales analogies, because that's who I is. You know, but in my most formative years in selling, one of the books I was talking about, when you've done all you're going to do that day. I mean, when you made every call you're going to make that day, and you don't want to make any more calls. When you know you are physically and mentally done, make one more call. Mm-hmm. When you know you're done, make that one more call, because that extra call a day, those 5 extra calls a week, those 20 extra calls a calendar month, make all the difference in the world. Now, he considered that doing a little bit, he considers like the extra mile. Going the extra mile is a stretch, you know, and there's so many thoughts about going the extra mile, doing a little bit more than you're paid to be doing. Go the extra mile. There's no traffic jams on the extra mile, all those things.
And Les Brown talked about that, that last door that you knock on when he was the television salesperson, that he wouldn't go home until he made that last sale. It was that important to make that last sale. Yes, it's 9:00 at night. No, nobody don't want to open the door, but I'm going to knock one more door. And then if that one says no, I'm going to make one more sale.
Young Les Brown knocking on doors in neighborhoods saying, hey, would you like to buy a good working color television? Selling good working color televisions door to door. At the door. That'll toughen your spirit there. Door-to-door sales, people that have ever had door-to-door sales experience, I have. It puts a different, I think those are the real warriors. They put
I've done it.
A different kind of callus on you.
You have to get thick skin.
Yeah.
But I was, when I did door-to-door sales, I was really young and really, really cute.
You were selling financial services. No, you did the plants.
Yes.
But you did go door-to-door selling financial services
I did. I sold insurance door-to-door. But
how about that? Somebody knock on your door to sell you insurance. What?
Absolutely. But I did it. It was still door to door. I mean, I didn't necessarily know the person, but I used the same process that that Les Brown talked about. So I would knock on the door in the neighborhood, and then I would get them to refer me to the next person in the neighborhood. So I would get into the house of someone who lived into a neighborhood. So I'd make a relationship.
And hers was an apartment building, right?
No, that was cold knocking.
Okay.
That was when I was 7. That was cold knocking. And I probably should never knock on people's doors at 7 years old. All of those stories, they could have taken me in the house and they could have stolen me. There's a lot of things. But anyway, no, I'm talking about when I was selling insurance. So I would make a relationship with an individual and make the presentation to them. And oftentimes they would purchase that insurance. And then, of course, they see the value in it. They decide to purchase for themselves and then ask them who else they knew would benefit from this type of support. And then they would refer me to another and another and another. So
I was in that industry for 12 years, home improvement sales, 12 years, where we go and to do one call closing. One call closing. You get one shot at any particular client, and after that, you get no more chances at them. No more, Brian, we love you. If you call us back this week, we're going to do it. Nope. If you leave their home, if the client even calls the company, says, I want them to come back out, they'll send a different salesperson every time, because you only get one shot. And what it did is it trained us all to be very motivated to close that night.
I think that's horrible.
Well, that was what it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work today. In 2021, that doesn't work. You have to do it now, and somebody trying to not let you go. I couldn't sell like that today. No one would tolerate it.
You're right, Dr. Beverly. Stretching will keep you out of the box.
I like that. I like that.
Stretching will keep you out of the box. Stretching will expand and extend you beyond what staying in the same place will do.
I'm glad Melissa's here, Dr. Beverly's here, and Brother Mark Greer is here as well. I'm glad Sister Audretta's here. My admin asked me an interesting question today. She asked me, Brian, are there any sayings that you are known for, that you typically say or people associate with you? And I had to think about that. Are there any things that I say, any quotes that I typically use? And I couldn't give her a great answer. I said, I'll think about it. But I'm wondering now, are there any quotes or stuff that I typically say that's uniquely me, or that people think about as Brother Brian?
Besides the word money?
Money. That's it. That's one. I say money. I say money as if it was spelled Maunenney. Money. That's a good one. It didn't come to me when she asked. Show me the money. Thank you, Melissa. I knew you was going to give me one. You know, Melissa, you could get singing lessons. You could even live in the White House. She shared a video with a little kid. I don't know if he was motivating his mom or some other adult, but she's like, "Oh, you going to come at me like that?"
That's right, Melissa.
That's it.
Putting them all out there.
That's it. That's right. That's a good one. Thank you, Melissa. DASSIT.
And I am your king now.
I'm your king now. I don't think she wants that. Oh, let's stretch
What
it.
is Quebec City calling me for? I do not know.
Yeah, it's some bull. That's it.
I love some of those spam likely commercials that have been covered on. You haven't seen them? Oh, I can't even think of it right now. Just and let's not forget both of them.
I love both of them.
Yes, absolutely.
POFFBM. Both of them. I love it.
No.
I like both of them. I like also CHUPTO. CHUPTO.
Okay.
It's a Southern greeting.
Mm-hmm.
Chuptu. Chuptu. Yeah. Now, I didn't invent that one. I got that from Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a redneck guy, Jeff Foxworthy.
No, yeah. Okay.
Man, his book was hilarious. I read his book, and you laughed out loud in his book. Reading his book was so funny. He talked about this prank he pulled on his mom. Him and his younger brother, he pulled a prank on his mother when they were little kids.
Mm-hmm.
It had rained that day.
Hey, Stephanie.
Good morning, Stephanie.
It's Thankful Thursday. Amen. Melissa is on her side with Chuptu. She's
right.
dying.
Well, this prank they pulled, it had rained that day. And then after it stopped raining, they went outside to play, and the dirt was all muddy. Mm-hmm. And they had they got this board, and they took the mud, and they like shaped it like a long, they shaped it and let it dry out in the sun a little bit. And then they took that long, muddy, like a like hot dog shape, but it was kind of thicker than that, okay? Tubular thing. And they took it home when it was kind of semi-dry, but it was mud. It was caked up mud. And they went into their bathroom and they snaked it around inside the bathroom toilet, okay? And they had the tapered end coming out the top, okay? And Jeff was in the closet in the bathroom, and his little brother used to have problems with his stomach. And he said, Mom. The mom comes in there, what's wrong? And she looked and they saw this 3-foot long things, snake in the tip of it coming out of the toilet. And she started panicking. What happened? What happened to you? What did you do? What'd you eat? and then they fell out the closet laughing, pranked their mom. Now, I thought that was hilarious. How about you?
No.
Little boys pulling a prank like that on mom is not hilarious to you?
No.
Melissa thought it was hilarious. See? Lisa don't be getting jokes.
Whatever. Happy Thankful Thursday, Stephanie. We are talking about stretching. How are you or maybe you need to stretch your
sense of humor.
Sense of humor. I'm not going to stretch my sense of humor to include the Boondocks ever.
Why not?
I will not stretch my sense
Boondocks
of humor
is hilarious.
to include Pootie Tang.
Why not?
Ever.
You should.
I will not stretch my sense of humor to include those shenanigans.
Do you know the term "widja didja"?
No.
Widja didja.
Would you did you what?
It's another Southern expression from Jeff Foxworthy.
Okay. No, Brian.
He's like, you didn't bring your truck with you, did you? You didn't bring your truck with you, did you?
You're tickling yourself.
I thought it was funny.
So, we're really talking about stretching
Yes.
because we want you to apply it in the areas of your life where you need to see some growth. Because stretching does the one thing better than anything else is it expands opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're trying to do something major for your business in fourth quarter, you may need to stretch. If you're trying to accomplish something bigger for yourself, you may need to stretch. If you're trying to reach for something that is way beyond what you have in the past, you may need to stretch.
For a long time, Lisa and I have been together, and whenever we go to a pool, I like to get in the pool. Okay. What's the matter, baby?
Nothing.
Why your head sinking already? Okay. All right. Why don't you tell it then? Okay. Before I jump into a pool, because I'm going to jump in, I'm going to stretch first. Okay.
Yes. A whole fully regimented 5-minute stretch. I'm
going to do about a 5-minute stretch before I get in the pool. Why? Because I'm over 50 years old and I'm going to jump into the water and I start swimming right away. And I don't want to jump into the water and pull a hamstring right away. So I stretch before I jump into the pool, like I'm near the pool or close to the pool or whatever. And some people
go right into the water.
Think I stretch too long, and they make jokes about it. All right, how long are you gonna stretch before you get in the pool? Da 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 da. I stretch to protect myself. I stretch to keep myself from potential injury.
I love it. You're right, Dr. Beverly. You don't have to wait to stretch just because you're trying to see an opportunity. You can make it a habit. She says, why only apply it to yourself when you want to see growth? Why not make it a habit?
Amen.
Absolutely. The reason why I said that is because sometimes we need an incentive to do what is good for us, right? Sometimes we need the incentive. And oftentimes that incentive is that carrot. What's the carrot? What's the carrot that you're dangling to get there? So that's why I bring it up when you are trying to accomplish something. But absolutely.
We almost talked about that this morning, actually. I had found a video clip on things that rich people do that poor people find strange. Things that rich people do that poor people find strange. And a lot of it was habit stuff, habit things. It was like 9 of them. And Lisa didn't particularly like it. She thought it was casting aspersions and blanketing everybody that wasn't rich with the same lens, she's right. She's right. That's not fair to do. Okay.
Melissa said, I'm going to stretch zone right now. I'm in the midst of getting ready for launching something brand new. And boy, do I feel the stretch.
Amen.
And she also went on to add that she would be making fun of you too, Paw. Just walk in, don't jump or ease in and do water stretches in the water, which is what I do. I do my stretches in the water. I enjoy being inside of the water.
I stretch until I feel my muscles start to warm before I get in the pool.
Yeah.
Especially my legs and back. I'm going to stretch those out really good before I get in the pool. What's the matter?
I'm stretching. all of this talking about stretching, I've done a lot of stretching, and because of that, I've realized some spots where it needs to be stretched.
We talked about that earlier.
Absolutely.
The mind, once stretched by a new idea, can never regain its return to its original form. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yes, we mentioned that earlier today when we first started. Once you stretch your mind with a new idea, it can never again regain its original form, or never again be as small.
Absolutely. Melissa said, Pawpaw stretches still everyone is staring at him, and that's the warm you're feeling. Yes, that is what I believe. Because he is out there on the outside of the pool like he is Michael Phelps or something, getting these stretches in. I'll be like, all right, you know there's no diving, right? Like,
I'm not going to dive. I'm going to get in the water, but still. Have you ever jumped in the pool and like did your first leg flutter kick and all of a sudden,
Never.
Well, I have. Okay, I know what that feels like.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah. So sometimes stretching is more about stretching. It's okay, Brother Mark. A good idea or good information bears repeating. So
that's right.
You are welcome to restate or to state.
Great minds thinking alike.
The amazing information. Absolutely.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah. How
hey,
you
Dr.
doing?
Deborah. So stretching can.
You gotta ask Dr. Deborah what city she's in today, because you never know. She could be in anywhere. What city are you in now?
Stretching can also be about doing something that is out of your comfort zone.
No, she does not, Melissa. Melissa Price says, Lisa, you have to snag us a video of B's pool stretches. We can make it go viral for sure. We don't need that video.
Brian has some what do you call it? Hostage worthy images of me that I can no longer threaten him with putting anything out untoward, because if he releases these images, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'll just leave.
I got plenty of pictures of you, baby.
I just will leave the earth. I will melt into the earth and disintegrate. And good morning, Chef
I got
Rev.
pictures of my wife walking around with a robe on and nothing else. Her sitting around just eating snacks naked. I got pictures of that. I got pictures of her laying in bed with her leg outside the covers. And
he takes hostage pictures.
I got them. So
blackmail photos.
I let Lisa see what I have. It's not
blackmail photos.
I do have a couple you haven't seen yet, but I got.
You would never use them.
I won't unless I have to have her make sure she act right. But anyway, I got plenty of pictures of my wife like that. Okay. Chef Rev, good morning, sir. How are you? I'm glad that you're here today. We're talking about stretching your mind, stretching your life, stretching your bodies,
stretching your vulnerabilities,
Whoop, whoop. Melissa Price says, Dr. Deborah's going to be in Charlotte tonight. Melissa Price says, Lisa will return to source if her sexy pics are released to the public.
Honey, they are not sexy.
She don't think so.
They are. There's nothing sexy.
But you used to think they were sexy when I caught them.
No.
There was a couple I took of you and I showed you, and you said, well, that looks like art. You remember?
No.
I do.
I do not. And they will not be released for public consumption.
Married men, take pictures of your wife naked just to have. It's for yourself.
No thanks.
I'm not going to share them with anybody ever.
I don't even want you to share them with me.
I think it would be sneaky or behind your back if I don't share it with you.
I get it, but I'm telling you, I did not enjoy it. I did not.
Oh, I got a couple of good ones last night.
So how are you stretching? Are you operating in an area that maybe you feel like you're sharing some areas that you weren't ready to share yet, or that you need to be vulnerable about, but that's giving you a little bit of discomfort? How are you stretching? What is stretching you? We're not just talking about physical stretching. We're talking about all stretching, intellectual stretching. Chef Rev, are you cooking something that's outside of your normal traditional realm of expertise? Have you tried some new? Have you? But that doesn't mean there's nothing new. There's stuff there's new in the world. I know he's been doing this for over 20 years, but there could be a new element to his cooking that he might want to do. Melissa is doing a new product, right? There may be something new. You may be using a new process. Honey, I know Chef Rev, and he's taking him on his camera.
Why? I'm not gonna do it on a Polaroid because then that's physical, tangible evidence. Okay. He said, make sure you use a Polaroid camera and not your cell phone to take pictures. Okay. I do need to hide the pictures somewhere, though.
Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Thank you for joining us.
Or I could just delete them all and start over. What do you think?
There you go. Chef Rev is going to be trying some foods from Kenya. There you go.
There you go.
So, these things are outside of your comfort zone. They could be outside of your realm of expertise, but you're trying it. You could be trying a new product. You could be trying a new service, a new program, new pricing, new whatever. But these things stretch you from where you are to possibly where you want to be, which might be in a new tax bracket. It may be in a new SKU. It may be a new city. It could be any number of things that you want to see, do, or have differently.
Yes, I enjoy this word actually, stretch, because now that the more we think about the word, the more times we think about where we have had to, and where we should be stretching our lives. Particularly now, it's time to stretch your life, man. Why stay in the same? I think it was Dr. Beverly said in the beginning, babies stretch when they first wake up because you need to stretch to keep yourself out of the box or something like that, she said. Lisa said babies stretch when they first wake up because they have been confined all that time period that they were asleep, and they need to break that confinement, stretch it out.
Dr. Deborah says, she's stretching. I'm doing a new business. I've never done nonprofit management and funding outside of a job, and it's different. Yeah. Absolutely. Melissa said, I'm working on a whole new business and finishing up a new product as well. That's why I'm saying
I'm feeling that burn.
Yeah, stretching regularly these days. Also stretching with lifestyle changes with the kids in their first year of school. I had a dream about the girls. That was strange. That was really interesting. It was a good dream, but it was interesting that they were in my dream, that all of you guys were in my dream. Also stretching with lifestyle changes with the kids in their first year of school. There's been a lot of emotional changes for me, and I've had to breathe and stretch my strength aspect there. Absolutely.
And your life is worth that, Melissa. Worth stretching and trying stuff out. It's worth it.
It is worth it. But that dream just came back to me. Charlotte was a teenager. And they were coming home from school, and it was really, really interesting. You and Nathan were in the house. Charlotte was a teenager. I didn't see Sophie in the dream, but she was there with Charlotte. I think Charlotte was in a new school. She was already in the in junior high or whatever. But it was really cool that they were there, and that I don't know why I was there, but anyway, I saw them, and I saw a grown-up Charlotte, and it was a grown-up Charlotte, and it was interesting.
All right, so let's go do our greeting songs and our thank yous now. It's about that time.
It's a little bit early.
It's about that time.
But how are you stretching? I want you to consider that. I want you to think about your stretch. Hey, Audretta, how are you stretching? Sometimes
I remember now.
Okay.
Ain't no woman like Audretta Hall when it comes to health and wellness. Right?
Yes, goes together like hand and glove. That's right. And you're right, Chef Rev. The challenge in food has to do with spices. Absolutely, knowing how to put the spices together, the way that the place uses the spices.
Mark Greer says one powerful way of stretching is to lift other people and get them to believe they can do more and be more in the face of those who are determined to make them feel as if they are less.
Absolutely.
We must stretch collectively to build the ties that bind us together.
Absolutely. That mindset stretch is a big one. And every time the world seeks to minimize it, we don't need another motivational speaker, and we don't need this and we don't need that.
We don't need another hero.
It is often because narrow minds are attempting. I'm going to get you. are attempting to keep others small.
And why would they do that? Okay.
Because sometimes there's fear. They don't want to be left behind. Melissa says Chef Rev got to do spice stretches then. That's right. You got to mix those spices up. I have a challenge. There's one spice that I have a big challenge with, and I still have some, but I don't use it well, and so I don't use it at all. And that's cumin. I don't like it. I don't know the right percentage of cumin to nutmeg to, whatever, to blend that, to make that curry right. And so I'll leave it out. Cumin
is supposed to be in curry though, right?
Yeah, in
curry chicken and curry goat.
Yeah, a little tiny bit, but I don't like it.
Brenda Booker Bull, what you know about stretching?
Good morning.
Stretching your mind, your body, your business, stretching your life and your lifestyle. That's what we talk about.
Absolutely.
We did our Dreaders Jam already.
That's right.
Ray Wilkinson, we still got to find the jam for you, brother. Melissa Price, her jam is bam, 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 bam. Melissa's on. Now it's time for us to sing her song. Melissa's on. Y'all, Melissa is on today. I watched, first off, yesterday was the season opener of National Basketball Association. And the Knicks played the Boston Celtics in New York at Madison Square Garden. It was one of the best basketball games I had ever seen. Julius Randle had 35 points. Evan Fournier had 32 points. And the game went into double overtime. That means 2 extra 5-minute periods. They were tied at the end of regulation. They were tied at the end of the first overtime. And the Knicks ultimately won the game 138 to 134. They won by 4 points in 2 overtimes. That means the game was normally NBA games of 48 minutes. That means they played a game 58 minutes long. And LeBron was commenting, nobody on that floor is going to be able to get out of bed tomorrow. The players after the game were interviewed. They was like, I don't even know if I'm hungry anymore. I just want to go right to bed. They were exhausted. But the Knicks had the exhaustion, and they came out victorious. It was a great game to watch. And also what I discovered was a particular cigar I had called an El Mayor, M-E-J-O-R. I've had these cigars for a while, and I haven't smoked them for a while either. And I found out the El Mayor is a long smoke. It's a long, skinny cigar. But I was able to use one cigar and make it through the whole game, plus both overtimes. The last minute and a half of the second overtime it was done. So now I still got about 4 or 5 El Mayors left. Now I know these are long smokes.
So those can be your football cigar.
They could be a football cigar. One cigar for the whole game. I like that.
Yeah.
So I had a good night before I came to bed.
Good for you. I'm glad that you had a
the
good
game
night.
Was exhilarating.
I'm glad that you did. Melissa said, I love cumin. I have tough times with turmeric though. See, and turmeric doesn't have a flavor. Turmeric has a color.
George Allen said, Pastor Chef Rev says, the good part is I'll eat anything.
Yes. I will include turmeric in just about everything because it helps with joint inflammation.
There's foods I don't like. I just won't eat. Like I don't like cilantro. And I know a lot of people like cilantro. I don't like, what do you call it? That mixed avocado? Guacamole. I can't stand it.
Well, you don't like avocado.
Right.
And guacamole. I mean, you don't like avocado or cilantro. And I would put both in guacamole.
I don't like them.
So that means, no, you're not going to eat it.
I don't like beets, and Lisa does.
Melissa said turmeric smells like cat pee. I don't get that, but okay, you have a right to your own smell.
We've done Melissa. Who's next?
Absolutely, Brother Mark Greer.
Okay. So wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get over it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now.
Dr. Beverly.
Dr. Beverly says, I used to be an AAU basketball coach for boys. And I told my boys one time that if it takes overtime to beat the team, then you not working hard during the game. It makes you look
lazy.
Finish the game while you have time and never underestimate the opponent. Go in hard, get it done, and let's go home.
She don't want no overtime. You don't need to be in a tie for overtime.
Dr. Beverly coaching some boys AAU basketball. I imagine you were a great coach, but I imagine you were a tough coach too. I imagine she was.
Dr. Beverly. Dr.
Beverly is on the show. I didn't take any water. But wait a minute. That makes your life richer, Dr. Beverly. That experience of coaching boys basketball. You know, I've always imagined one day I would. Now, I have coached teams before. Actually, I was a volunteer assistant basketball coach for a middle school girls team in Durham. Yep.
Good gracious.
Yep. Hope Middle School. And they were good too. I would volunteer and I would come in and participate in practices and help the coach in practices.
Okay.
And those girls were serious too. They all thought they were going to go pro.
Okay. Well, good morning, Stephanie. Life has new meaning to me.
There is beauty up above and things we never take notice of. You wake up and Stephanie, you're in love.
Ooh,
Do we miss anybody?
Dr. Deborah, healing and deliverance coach.
Mm-hmm. Chef Rev is here. Chef Rev, I want you to know I brought that can upstairs. It's just over there in my office. What, baby?
I didn't say anything.
But his name is George Allen. He goes by Chef Rev. And his jam is, why must I eat like that? Why not hire Chef Rev? He puts the good food in me.
He's got another can for you. He said, you must taste it.
I don't know if I want to, man. I liked it.
You must taste it. Good stuff. He has another can of
pee.
Yeah.
I'm not going to open it, man. I'm just going to keep it forever.
What's the P mean? I have to know.
He brought me a can of, what's that song, man? Because I got to be careful how I say it, okay? Man, it's another word for cat.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa.
There you go. You know that deodorant that your parents used to use? Tussie. Just replace the T with the P. He brought me a can of that.
The suspense is killing her.
That's what it is. A can of.
You gonna go get your can?
You want me to show it?
I don't care. You talked enough about it.
All right, I'm gonna get it. I thought you wouldn't have
This was the most novel thing. We went out with Chef Rev and his beautiful wife, can of coochie. Melissa's crazy. Yes, he says, no man should go without. If you should ever need, you should have your own. And the P stands for precious.
I want to see if they can read it. Wait. How cool is that? Now it says on the can that this is an energy drink, natural energy drink, 100% natural ingredients.
It must be as good as the perfume or the incense or the coupon. Yeah. Well, there's nothing better than a cooch coupon because those are redeemable for the exact coochie that you're interested in.
That's right.
But now those perfumes or those incense that, what was that, Erykah Badu had?
A perfume?
Yes.
And what was it called? Was it called Pussy?
Yes.
I don't know.
And it's sold out.
Who wants to smell Erykah Badu's?
A lot of people, obviously. She made the perfume and the incense. And yeah.
I must have missed that one.
Melissa said, I'm going to need to Google this pea juice. Oh, Lord. Google it.
Oh, he threw us off. We all had a good laugh when he brought that out the bag, man. We laughed.
Oh, my goodness. Now, to get serious for a moment, next week, for those of you that might be stretching, you may be stretching. If you're a coach or consultant, you may be stretching in your area for your business, and you may desire to get a little bit of help. Sometimes stretching requires coaching. Sometimes you need someone to help stretch your mindset so that you could potentially get what you need in order to get what you want. And on Wednesday at 7 p.m., there is a for only course for coaches only that did you guys freeze or is it me? I didn't freeze. I think it's you, Melissa.
I'm frozen here.
Oh, you did? I didn't freeze.
I froze on my page, yes. Yeah, on my page. It's
Brother Mark says, ooh, can a brother get a six-pack?
Bernie Mac used to tell the joke. Way back when he was on Def Comedy Jam. And he said on Def Comedy Jam that, it's frozen on my page. He said he wished that they sold pussy in cans, because I'd buy it by the six-pack. And he said, you'd be playing ball with your buddies. He says, you can ask your buddy, what you going to do? I'm going to go give me a six-pack of pussy, and then I'm going to go on in.
I cannot. The P shut down the system. I told you it was good stuff. Oh, what do you call those other coupons? Dr. Deborah's a coochie coupon. I just had someone message to offer me one. They did it so respectfully that I ain't even mad at them. I just said, son, I'm old enough to be your mama. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
They did it so respectfully.
Respectfully say, ma'am. I don't even know. Good morning, Arthur Lynette.
Good morning, Brother Floyd Daniels. How you doing? At this table we sit.
Making it legit.
Because when Lynette hits the show, yes. Some young man respectively offered a coupon to Dr. Deborah. Now, coochie coupons are earned. And anytime a man does something nice for you that you didn't have to ask him to do.
Any man or your own man?
Well, maybe any man.
So you could just get random coochie coupons?
No. Like, say, for example, the way Adele Gibbons, she says, a neighbor knocked on the door and said, look, I noticed your car was a little bit dirty. After I washed my car, I went ahead and washed your car for you, too.
So that got him a coochie coupon?
She said, coochie coupon. But she gets to decide when it's redeemed, if ever.
Lord, Chef Rev says, I got you, Brother Mark. Are you in Charlotte? Amen.
He is in Charlotte. Well, outside of Charlotte, yes.
No, Melissa, it did freeze. I shut it down and it came back up.
And it froze again.
Some people have it. Like some people have it and some people don't. It's not frozen on my LinkedIn, but it seemed to be frozen on Brian's
my Facebook. It is
Facebook. So let's see.
And Arthur says it will make go have sex until your energy is gone. Stretching your mind, stretching your body, stretching your energies, stretching your business. Okay. Chef Red, it did freeze on my page on the Facebook. I wonder if because we have too many open.
I don't think so. That's not been the case.
Yeah, like that area. George Allen, Mark Greer says he's outside of Charlotte in Gastonia. Melissa Price, George Allen. Okay, Lisa and Brian are gonna love looking back at these extra comments. Yeah.
That P will do it every time. That's crazy. So we will go ahead and just wrap it up. It looks like we made it as close to the end as we could.
Wait. R. Kelly and Jay-Z did a joint album together. And one of the songs in that album is The Power of the PU.
Jay-Z and who?
R. Kelly.
Oh, boy.
They called it Best of Both Worlds.
Yeah, I think he might. Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay, so we might as well get out of here because we're frozen everywhere now, it looks like. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm close it out. Get my phone.
Yes, thank you guys for joining us. We love you. We look forward to seeing you on Friday. for Let's Talk About It for the shouted out version. We can't wait to hear and see everything then. We'll talk to you then. And don't forget to have sex.